Hi guys, this is Marvin from shopsadapage.com, and today we are going to do an unboxing and review of the new and improved Rakk Hawani Flow mid-tower case from RAKK Gears. So let's get into it. If you're living here in the Philippines, you probably already know about RAKK Gears, unless of course you're living under a rock. But if you're from another country, then let me introduce you RAKK Gears. RAKK Gears is a local brand here that produces fairly affordable but good quality gaming peripherals from keyboards, headsets, mouse, and PC case like this. They are very popular here and receives much success. And I think it's just a matter of time before they expand and cater to a wider audience, so watch out for them. Now, back in case in point, let's check out the Rakk Hawani Flow. Let's start with the front panel where most of the improvements were made. Right here we have the RAKK logo. The front panel is mounted with 4 screws right here, and then on its side it is now fully exposed with a substantial ventilation space. As you can see, my finger can fit right in between the gap. We'll measure that properly later. The thickness of the front panel tempered glass is the same as the side panel, which is 4.0mm, and it also has the same tint. Removing it is pretty straightforward. You just have to remove the 4 screws using your thumb while providing support to make sure it will not fall down and break. Here's a closer look at the front panel tempered glass. Underneath the front panel glass, we have the new removable dust filter. It has the same honeycomb design as its predecessor, as you can see here, with a very dense filter material. Removing the filter is also quite easy. You just have to pull it quite gently like so, and there you have it. Here's a closer look for you guys. In front, we have the honeycomb plastic, and at the back, we have the dust filter. So it has 4 mounting holes here that slides through the front panel mounting point here. We also have here the accessories. 3 rubber grommets with 3M adhesive tape are included, which is very well appreciated and one of the most asked questions about this case. We also have 3 zip ties for cable management and all the necessary screws and motherboard standoffs. Back in front, you can mount up to 3 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans. You can also mount a 240mm radiator here, and the mounting points are quite adjustable. At the bottom here, we have the mounting point for 2 3.5-inch hard drives. Moving to the side, we have the 4.0mm tempered glass side panel. It also has the same thumb screws on all 4 corners here, but what's new about this is that it has this protective plastic cover on its corners to prevent it from unnecessary damage when it is being handled. Just like the front panel, removing it is pretty straightforward. My advice for you guys to prevent any damage or unnecessary breakage on your tempered glass is to not put any pressure when mounting the screws. What I mean by that is you just have to screw it at just the right amount without over-tightening it. Even if you screw it lightly, the front panel will never fall on its own unless you move your case quite frequently. Removing the side panel reveals the internals, which I believe is almost identical to its predecessor. So we have here the 3.5-inch base wherein you can mount up to 3 hard drives, and then of course the cutout for the PSU window here. It has holes here at the bottom to route your cables, but it doesn't have any mounting point for case fans here. Right here we have the cables for the front I/O. Inside we have 4 mounting points for 2.5-inch storage device here, and then of course we have the holes for the cables wherein we can attach the included rubber grommets. The case has pre-installed motherboard standoffs, so make sure to check with your motherboard if you need to add or remove any of these before placing the motherboard inside. As a mid-tower case, this has 7 PCIe slots, one of which is already removed with a single plastic PCIe remountable cover. At the back of the case, we have the PSU mounting points here, and then a removable cover for the PCIe slots. Right here, you can mount a single 120mm fan with a little bit of adjustment. At the other side of the case, we have the standard metal cover here, and removing it reveals the cable management area, which is pretty substantial compared to my old case, which is the RAKK Anyag. Again, we have the 3.5-inch bay here where you can mount up to 3 hard disks, and then we have up to 4 mounting points for 2.5-inch drives here. This case has in-place cable management points wherein you can use zip ties to manage the cables. And then right here, you have an additional SSD tray where you can mount 2 2.5-inch drives. Flipping the case, we have on its bottom 4 rubber feet and a removable dust filter to protect your power supply. At the top of the case, we have the massive removable dust filter. I think it is made of flexible plastic with magnet strips. And then right here, you can mount up to two 120mm or two 140mm case fans with some adjustment periods like most of the mounting points on this case. With regards to the I/O, we have the LED indicators here for power and drive activity. We have the 3.5mm input and output ports, two USB ports, the power button, a single USB 3.0 port, an option for a USB Type-C port, the RGB switch, and the reset switch. Now, let's move on to the proper measurements of this case. The Rakk Hawani Flow's dimensions are 400mm in length, 201mm in width, and 435mm in height. It is compatible with eATX, ATX, Micro ATX, and Mini ITX motherboards. The front panel ventilation gap measures at around 1 cm, the PSU shroud is around 27 cm up until the hard drive bay, and the backside space for cable management measures at around 1.5 cm. And now, here are my thoughts about this case. Like its predecessor, this case is certainly an eye candy with its dual tempered glass design. But unlike its predecessor, the Hawani Flow has a big advantage in terms of better airflow thanks to its improved front panel design. RAKK Gears certainly heard the suggestions of its customers and improved their, if I can say so, flagship case. The only problem is that old Hawani users cannot just order their removable dust filter and place it on theirs, since the implementation of the front panel is different on both cases. But I was able to get a confirmation that the whole front panel is compatible with the old Hawani. I am just not sure if they will offer that separately in the future. The Hawani Flow has decent build quality for its price, has an ample amount of cable management space to work with, and a ton of storage space to populate. But if there's one thing that I don't like with the Hawani Flow, is that it lacks an ample amount of space to be able to mount a radiator on the top exhaust. As a mid-tower case, it could have been better if they were able to adjust that with the new version. But then again, almost everything on its internals are the same with the old one, so there's that. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. There will be a part 2 of this video where I change my case from my Rakk Anyag to this one. And I'll give you guys my feedback in terms of the overall experience building inside this. And of course, we'll conduct thermal performance difference between those two cases. Huge thanks to RAKK Gears for sending this in. This is very timely as I am really planning to upgrade my case for a long time now. You can get this from their official website and partner stores link below. Make sure to check the full article link below as well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like this, and see you next time. Have a great day.